You hear a lot about people don't care anymore, right? People aren't trying, they're just going through the motions or whatever. And one of the things that I've seen consistently is when the leader doesn't care about what they're doing, it translates to the team not caring either. And then it translates to each one of the people on that team who slowly stop caring about what they're doing. So if you're a leader right now, or I guess if you're a team member on a team right now, and you find that your inspiration is doing steps 1 through 10, and that is what you care about doing, steps 1 through 10, but you don't really care about what's the result of doing those 10 steps in a good way. You know, a lot of leaders have lost their level of inspiration. And when people are not inspired about what they're doing, and if you're a leader, you may not be inspired. They don't care that much. Okay, they care enough, but it's not that much. And then I just see it translate down to the people that are out trying to execute the work. They're trying to do a good job. They want to do a good job. Everybody's trying to do a good job, right? Nobody's out there intentionally trying to do a bad job. It's hard to put into words, but it's so common. You can see the lack of true caring in people, in their work, in their words, in their actions, in their faces. And when you trace it back up, it always leads back to the leader. It always leads back to the leader. So I guess you got to ask yourself, do I really care about what I'm doing? And if I don't, why don't I? And what do I need to do differently? How can I get that inspiration back to where I care about not only the steps 1 through 10, but what's the result of those steps 1 through 10, which is ultimately what you're trying to accomplish, right? You're not trying to accomplish, step 1 through 10 and do it in 25 minutes or whatever. What is the result of that? What do I get out of that? What does the team get out of that? What does the company get out of that? That's what you care about, all right? You care about the result. And I think so many people, we get stuck on just focusing on the steps and the process and the metrics that we've lost that inspiration. And when the leader loses that inspiration and that caring, it will filter down to the team. It always does, and it always shows up.